God has separated time into 7-year cycles for over 3,000 years that God uses to set up and take down nations, and that cycle is called the Shemitah, which means the fall or collapse of a nation. Now, the Shemitah is a huge teaching, a lot of information. It'll take me 2 to 3 hours to go through the entirety of it with all the verses and everything. Obviously, I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to give you some of the basics of it so you can understand a little bit about what it is. Now, the Shemitah is a 3,000-year-old ongoing timeline on the Hebrew Jewish calendar, established by God in the book of Exodus and also in the book of Leviticus. It's a routine, ongoing cycle of time of predictability of every 7 years. And at the end of every 7-year period, you have the year of the Shemitah. The Shemitah is the 7th year of every 7-year cycle. And the beginning of a new 7-year period, in and around that time, there is a major historical event that takes place. Growth of a nation or the collapse of a nation. You're probably wondering, where are we at right now? Right now, we are currently in the 10th Shemitah cycle, which started back in 2015. So do the math. 2015 plus 7 is 2022. Which means we have another whole year to go before the 10th Shemitah cycle comes to an end. Now, check this out. From 1952 through 2022, that will be a total of 70 years of completed 7-year Shemitah cycles for Israel since they were reborn as a nation. Can this represent the 70 years for a generation with reason of strength 80 that the Bible talks about? Did God start counting in 1948? Or did he start counting at the beginning of the next Shemitah cycle in 1952? Very interesting. Now, if you've heard of Mark Biltz, he's a big teacher about the Shemitah, 7-year cycles. According to his research, the 7-year tribulation, it has to line up with a 7-year Shemitah cycle. Okay, that sounds logical to me. We know our Heavenly Father is a very orderly God. So the whole idea that the 7-year tribulation should line up perfectly with a 7-year Shemitah cycle. So according to that logic, that means the 7-year tribulation won't begin until the Feast of Trumpets 2022. Over a whole year from now. Because that is when this current 7-year cycle comes to an end and we go into the next 7-year cycle. Now, I know you're thinking, oh man, it looks like we have to wait till Feast of Trumpets